Boom! So finally, I got some free time to make another tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm probably gonna show you how to do the basic modeling of the head, and I won't get too much into the details because I think modeling the head is pretty. It takes a lot of time, so I don't want to make this video too long. But check this out. I'm gonna be doing this tutorial in Maya 2013, which I was able to upgrade it. And what I found out actually is that Maya 2013, because it's not that new, but every time there's a new uh, a new update, there's always problems with it. So you're gonna get some bugs, so expect that. And I'm actually downloading right now the what they call a service pack. So every time Autodesk finds bugs, they'll make service pack 1, service pack 2, service pack 3, and you can download these for free and then just install them, and then that should fix your bugs. So I'm trying to get service pack 1 right now, which is still downloading. An hour and I don't know how long, 5 minutes. So I'm gonna jump into the Ninja model that where we left off last time, and I actually found some bugs with this. Like, I notice if I select my geometry, sometimes it'll disappear. Like if I turn off this ghosting and I go into wireframe, like when I click on it and I go into like vertex mode, sometimes this disappears. I don't know why, but it was doing that like when I was trying this out. Now right now it seems to be fine, but we'll see. I'll show you if it comes. Oh, there it goes. See what happens there? See how my geometry disappeared there for no reason? And the geometry is in front of this image plane, so it should show. So if I go to the perspective, no, it's not cameras. I think they have this image plane thing down here. See, in Maya 2013, you used to just go to cameras and turn them off, and then your image planes would disappear. But for Maya 2013, they have this thing down here called image planes now, so you have to uncheck those in order for it to disappear. And the cameras will only affect the cameras on your C, not your image planes. So you're gonna have to work with image planes down here. But you can see here the this image is behind it and the geometry is in front of it. But when I come here, and I just select it, it disappears. So that's not very helpful. So I actually found a way to go around this. I don't know if you guys have the same problem I do, or if you guys know how to fix it, send me a comment or whatever. But for right now, I'm using X-ray, and I'm on shaded mode. So if I press 5, this is the only way I can see my geometry, which I don't like, because I'm going to show you a trick for this. You can see the back vertices, like that vertex is the one in the back, this is the one in the front. So I don't want to see the vertices in the back sometimes, because it's kind of hard to manage. So the way you would do this, and I know some of you have been asking me this, is how do you turn off the vertices on the back so you don't select them? Well, check this out. Go to display and then polygons, and I'm just gonna click on this bar just so that I can break this window apart. And then you see here it says backface culling, and then here you have options of what you want to keep. So if I click on this, you see the stuff on the back disappeared, which is very helpful. Now you can decide to keep certain stuff on this, but I don't really mess with this. You can keep the wireframe on the back, but that defeats the purpose. You can keep vertices of the back, but I don't have a use for this. Just turning this on or off is what I like to use. So make sure you're on shaded mode, and then you click on this to say X-ray. So this is shaded mode. You click on this icon to go X-ray, and then you do display, polygons, and then backface culling. So that will be this. So you can see the back polygons disappear. Alright, So this is what I'm going to be using. And try to remember that you're not, you're not selecting vertices in the back, because sometimes you'll do this and then you'll think, oh, I'll just, I'll select both vertices, but in reality you're not selecting the vertices in the back. So you can see here, if I move this one, nothing gets moved in the back. So let's go right ahead and start modeling the head. So I know it's pretty hot right now. I don't know if you guys are from California, but it's been freaking hot lately. So I'm gonna try to rush through this because I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Actually, there's no wind outside. I'm gonna do a plane, and gotta move the plane up to his head, and go to your polyplane options, and you can see up here we have a lot of little divisions. So I don't want that many divisions. So come over here to your width and height divisions, and middle mouse click and drag down to 1 and 1. Oops. And then I'm gonna rotate this, I believe is in the X. Okay, 90 degrees on the X. So now let's just concentrate on this view. Here's what we're gonna do. Now, if you're a beginner, I know maybe you don't know too much about like how to place your polygons, or what structure do we have to follow to create this good looking model of the head. So usually for the head, you want to, let me move this out of the way. And actually, this image is pretty pixelated, so see if you can see what I'm seeing here. You want to pretty much go in a circular motion around the eye. So say for example, you grab let me see, a cylinder, and you want to go around his eye. That would be a good start, to start with the eyeball and go around like this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Sort of like how he has here the mask coming around his eye. That's the shape that you want the polygons to go around, and pretty much show like how his bone is coming around his eyeball. That's the shape that you want to start off with. And then from there, now this character doesn't have a nose or a mouth, so maybe I should have picked another character, but I thought this character looked pretty cool, so maybe later I'll show you that. And then what you want to do is you want to start around the mouth. Say your character has a little mouth here, you want to go around his lip, kind of like with the eye. You want to keep everything in a circle. Don't go straight up and down. Go in a circle. So you're gonna create like this little muzzle around here, and then from there you can go up to the nose, and then the nose will come down to the mouth. And I'm gonna show you this because I know maybe you don't understand this right now, but I'm gonna show you just the basics with the eyeball, because he doesn't have a mouth. So maybe later, I don't know, I'll make a tutorial with the character with the full mouth and stuff. But it's the same thing. Once you know how to do the eyeball, you can apply this to anything. So what we're gonna do is we need to center this. So let's go into vertice, hold X to snap it to the grid, and high CPU usage. Thank you for that. And that's pretty much centered on the nose. Now you can see maybe my image is maybe offset a little bit, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So I'm gonna cover the bridge of his nose right here, and then I'm gonna bring this in. Now keep in mind, we're only working with the front view and the side view, so I'm not gonna pay attention too much to the top view here. So this is gonna be front, side, and perspective. And let me see. So let me go to my object view, and you can see we have this object pretty far back, which is over here. I need to move it up to the bridge of his nose. So right there. And you see I can't see the freaking polygon because of the bugs Maya has? Where is my stuff? So I have to go into shaded mode and X-ray just to see it. So now I can see this little square. I'm gonna put it on the bridge of the nose because that's where I have it on the front viewport. And then from here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it up into 2 sections so that I can come from this top edge that I'm gonna create. I'm gonna go around this little shape of his eye, which kind of looks like glasses. If you imagine these like glasses, that's what we're gonna model first. But we need to keep the contour of that eyeball. So oh, here's the thing I wanted to show you. Let me go to polygons. On Maya 2013, this tool right here, I think that's not what it's called. I think in Maya 2011 or 2011 and back, it's called Insert Edge Loop. In Maya 2012 and 2013, it's called Interactive Split Tool, I think it's called. Let me see if that's the one. No, it's not that one. Well, that's the one to cut faces. So they gave it different names, but it does the exact same thing. So if you go to Insert Edge Loop, I think this is the one. Yeah, so that one's still called the same. But the other one, this one where you cut faces, is called Interactive Split Tool. So you come in here and you select that, and then you hit enter. Now you notice that when I did that, if I go back to the same tool, it's only snapping to vertices and to the center of the polygon, right? Now sometimes you don't want that. Like I want to add one right here, and you see it's only snapping to the center of edges and stuff like that. So in order to get rid of that, I do, where is that? Interactive Split Tool. Go to the option box, and here where it says snap magnet, I'm gonna set this to 0 and hit enter. And then when you go back to that tool, you can see here it's not snapping anymore. I can pretty much pick any side I want. Alright. And then when you want to snap back to something, you know, go back to 1, and then now it'll snap to edges. So this is very handy. I kind of like this because the other one, you know, was kind of hard to add an edge right in the center of the you know, polygon. So now with this tool, it actually snaps to the center. So that's pretty useful. And I think you can do the same thing for most of these, like the interactive split tool. I think you can do the same thing with that. So snap magnet. So that's pretty useful. So let's go ahead and just add a split here, hit enter, and then I'm gonna move these down somewhere there, move this up, move this down, and then go to edge, and we're gonna, with this edge right here, I'm gonna extrude, and we actually have options now. So I'm gonna move this out, but you know, I don't really use those options that we saw on the extrude tool because, you know, I like to control it myself. But you know, you're more than welcome to use some of that stuff. So you do extrude, and then you can click on this. I think you just click and drag on it, and you'll get different. So offset will make this pop out, and then you have different thickness. I think it's creating a thickness divisions, so you can actually divide that even more. But I'm not going to use that. I like to use my regular move tool. So let's grab this, and you want to rotate this so that it's pointing towards the center of the eyeball, because we want this to come around like this, like in a little arc. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put this one maybe here. This one's somewhere there. And then this one, hit G again. G is, you know, your last tool that you used. So it doesn't really, you know, it's not like G means, you know, extrude only. It's whatever your last tool that you use. That's what G does. So if you use like snap to vertice, that's what you're gonna get. If you hit G again, you're gonna snap vertices or merge vertices, right? So G, and then I hit W to move it. So I'm gonna adjust all this later. G, move, pop this up, rotate it, make sure this points towards the center of the eye. G, W, move, rotate it, and then maybe one more. So G, W, move this out, and then go to your vertex, grab this one, make sure you're in the move tool, V as in Victor, and then middle mouse, click on the vertex you want it to snap. So hold V, middle mouse, click, and just wiggle around the vertex you want it to snap to. And so now we have this little like glasses type of thing happening here. So that's what you want. And then from here on, we're gonna mirror this over to the other side. So again, don't worry about his right side or our left side. And then from here, now because we're only on the front viewport, it's important not to get ahead of yourself and start modeling the whole head just in the front view, because the side view, it's still all whacked out, so we need to adjust this. So let's go ahead, and here's how I do it. Only going around the outside vertices, we're gonna grab those and push them back so that they line up in our side viewport. So for example, let me grab this one. I'm gonna grab all of these right here. Then I'm gonna push them back just a little bit, maybe around there. And then now from here on, just the ones on the outside here, I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna push it back. Whoa. Grab that one again and push it back. It's not pushing back until it lines up with the line that we see here. So if it was over here, I need to push it back maybe somewhere there so it lines up here. Grab this other vertice, go here. Now you see the vertices over here. I want to push this back, line it up with this line here. Go to the next one, push this one way back here so it lines up in that line that we have here. Next one, push this way back. So I'm gonna keep doing this. So move that there, move that there, push this one maybe there, and I think that one's fine. So it's gonna look like this. Now we haven't adjusted these inside, but you get the idea now. And then from here, I'm gonna grab this one and maybe this one. Not just that one. And I'm gonna line it up to this vertice by hitting snap to that vertice. So I'm gonna line these up to, that was way too far back. Something like that. Push this forward. Line this guy up here. Bring it a little forward. And then this last one, snap it to that one and bring it up some. Probably a little more. So now this gives me a very basic shape of what we have going on here. And then I can also grab these vertices and scale them, well, maybe all these, and then scale them in. So it gives me this nice, like almost oval shape happening around the eyeball. And then again, you can come in here and grab these vertices and just move them around. Something like that. Maybe this one I would push it further back. This one. So just try and get a good shape of this. So start moving things around here. Give it this, like, because everything is sort of in a circular and very organic, you know, try not to have so many straight edges, because nothing in our body is, like, you know, pretty flat. So even the nose, I'm gonna push this down. Now make sure you don't go past the center line or bring it in, right? Because you want to keep this flat. And later on we can add, you know, segments down the center if we need them or whatever. So the idea here is I'm gonna try maybe to connect this edge ultimately with this edge down here, and then this one with this one, and then this edge with this one, and then this one with that one. So I want to keep it even. That's sort of what I'm looking for, making them even out. They're not really going to be connected because we're going to have the eyeball in the center. So go to edge, double click on this loop, and it should have just selected the inner. Oh, because we haven't merged the vertices here. Yeah, see, they're still separate. So remember that. I think all of these aren't merged, or just these, right? Okay, that one's merged. So I'm gonna grab both of these and do a merge. Where's my merge tool? Here. Click on that. And just make sure all of these are merged. So I'm hitting G to repeat the last tool. And now if I double click on this edge, I should get this ring on the inner eye. So you can see here, it's right there. Now I'm not liking this bottom part. It looks way too stretched. Like this edge right here. It looks curved. I'm gonna leave it for now. So I'm gonna go to extrude these edges, and then R for rescale, and I'm gonna grab the middle rescale tool, and I'm gonna push this in. So now very quickly you can see that we already have the shape where the eyeball is gonna go in. So that is just awesome. Maybe I need to move this up this way, and this guy's some maybe forward, something like that. Now something to keep in mind right now is make sure you keep the volume, because we see that the eyeball, this whole section is pretty much going back. So I should worry about this early on. Let me look at where the pivot is. I'm going to place the pivot in the center here. So I'm going to go insert V and then snap it into like one of these vertices, and then hit insert when you're done. So now this way, if I want to rotate this out or anything like this, you know, I can move it out. But pretty much what you want to do here, let me go into this viewport. I want to grab these edges and push them up. Actually both of these, and push them up. I'm gonna grab this eyeball, and you can rescale this down and then in. Then I'm gonna move this. You can pretty much move it anywhere you want so that it matches with the image, right? So this is very useful. From here, I would say maybe about there. You know, I'll adjust this later, but again, try not to add too many you know, polygons so that it's not too hard to manage yet. From here, I'm going to add a sphere so that I can see how the eyeball should go around the this little part that I'm modeling here. So I'm gonna rescale this down. So I'm gonna place this where I think the eyeball should go. Side view maybe here. And bring this out something like that. And I'm gonna rotate this in the 90 degrees just because it looks like it's looking at you. And now from here, now we have a better idea of what this shape should be looking like, right? So I can probably push this back a little bit and then go to my edges. I'm gonna grab this and I'm just gonna push it forward. Whoa. And I can even rotate this and push it forward again. Grab these edges, push them forward. So what I need to do is I need to create this curve around the sphere. So something like that. So let's grab this edge right here. And I'm just going to push this all the way back. Maybe move this up some. Turn that guy on. And then from here, push that out. Push this guy out. Grab these vertices here. Bring them in so that they touch the eyeball here. Grab this. Push it in. Push this out. Now you can use your arrows tool to move around some vertices, like up, down, right, left. So in case like this vertex I couldn't see it, or like this bottom one here, I can just, you know, grab my arrow tools. So this guy needs to be popped out way over here. Move over here. Push this out. Grab both of these. Push them in. Grab this guy. Push it back. Push it forward. And then I'm going to grab these guys down here. Oops. Push it out. So this gives me more room for the eyeball and where the eyelashes will go and the eyelids and stuff like that. So something like that. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, sort of mess this up right now, because it's very important to get it right in the beginning. So get it right. This guy, maybe I can push it down. Push this out. Something like that. Push this over here to the side. And just keep working it. This guy can go a little bit further back, or not too much. You know, because right now it's very low res. We probably need to, and we'll add more segments here so that it'll give us more definition around the eye. But for now, we can see, you know, it looks pretty nice. You can imagine this being an eyeball, and then we're gonna add another ring here, and we're gonna start shaping the eyebrows and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, don't worry about this. Just trying to look at it from different angles, make sure it's working. And of course you can hit 3 on your keyboard. See what that's gonna look like once you smooth it out. Like all this part looks like it's popping out. Again, don't worry about it too much. We're gonna fix that a little later. But like this bottom part, grab this. Maybe this one I'm gonna push these up some more. Grab these. Grab that. Push it up. And I'm probably gonna need to rotate this out some like that. So I'm gonna do this. Let me see if it works right now. Control Shift D. Okay, Control Shift D didn't work. So I'm gonna do this. Duplicate Special, and boom. That looks more like it. So again, look at it from the top view. Make sure that that these eyeballs don't look like they're all squished in like this, because that means that the shape of your head is going to be pretty flat and it's not going to look that great. It's going to look like some creature or something. So give it some volume. Make sure that it's almost flat, right? I can almost push the nose in further back so that the eyeball looks like it's coming out further. So I can do that by just grabbing these vertices and pushing them back slightly, something like that. Hit 3 on the keyboard. Look at it from the bottom. You can see we sort of have this sharp edge happening around here. I don't want to keep it too, it looks like a V. It should look more like a U. So we still need to adjust this some more, which is okay. I think when I add this other ring around here, I can pop some of these out. But for right now, I'm going to keep it like that, and I'm going to move along. I'll probably do some more adjusting later on. So I'm going to grab this edge. Now this edge, I'm going to run it all the way to the bottom here. Bottom of the chin. And then from the chin, I'm going to go back to the jawline, going to the side here. Down here up to where the nose, the jaw meets the ear, and then from here I'm going to connect it back to the eyeball. So I'm trying to create this circular polygons happening here from the nose down to the chin, back up to the jawline, back up to the eyeball, maybe connect it somewhere here. So here's what I'm going to do again, using the same techniques of Extrude W, and then push this down. Now because we duplicated this as a special, what I do to the right side will happen to the left side. So that's pretty useful. Now again, don't worry about matching this up yet. I'm gonna go down to the bottom of his nose where I think it should be, and then I'm gonna do G, W, move this down. Now if you want to flatten this out, you see it has a little curve to it. Just hit the rescale tool and just push it down. Like, don't pass this side because now you're gonna push it the other way. Just push it down to when you get to the center of it. Just click, drag, and then keep pushing it some. Do the same thing here. Give it a couple of scales on the Y, and then that should pretty much make it flat. So that's a pretty fast technique for making things flat. Again, G, move, put that somewhere in the middle of the mouth, and then one more time down to the bottom of the chin. Now like I said, I think the image isn't centered, so don't worry about this not lining up perfectly. And then from here I can probably, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna grab the side of the edge here, and I'm gonna now push this way, sideways. And I'm gonna rescale this a lot smaller. I'm gonna push this guy down like this. Okay, G, bring this out. Again, G, push this back. G, one more time. Line it up to the side. Something like that. I want to make these evenly spaced. And then I want to keep the curve going here. So I'm going to point these back in some. Sort of like that. And now we see here we just have this flat side happening here because we haven't adjusted from the side view. So it's a little happy face. Little happy ninja. Because he's finally getting finished. So he's very happy. And now from here, I'm going to grab the edges and push this out to the nose. Go back to the next edge. Line it up here to the front of the mouth. Grab this edge. Push it to the front of the chin. And then this guy is pretty much at the bottom of the chin. So I think that's the very bottom of the chin should be there. And then this next guy, I'm going to skip this one right now. And I'm going to push this back some. So maybe like that. This guy's at the very back end of the jawline. So I'm just going to go ahead and go there. So that I know that that's the midpoint. So grab these suckers and just line them up. So I'm going back to now this one. Move that slightly back. So now let's take a look from the side here. Push this guy up. Look at it from the bottom. I probably want to push these guys up some more. So something like that. And then I can add one more here for the nose. So I'm gonna do a split. Go to the side view. Push this guy up. And I'm gonna add another split down here. Push this guy back. Up. Go to vertex, grab these guys. So I'm going to start shaping the nose here. And I'm going to need another one. Another ring somewhere here. Move that guy up. So it's pretty much just lining up the side view and the front view and then going to your perspective and adjusting a lot of the vertices so that they work well. Now again, it doesn't look too much like anything right now, but we're only in the beginning stages. So we're going to be adding a whole lot more to it. So after this, we're going to connect some of these together, and then we're going to add more of the shape to shape out the cheek. So something like that. Okay, so now from here I'm going to connect some of this stuff. So I'm going to grab this edge, extrude, just push it up. And then I'm going to move this and just place it on there. No, they're not welded yet, so if you want you can do that now. So grab the vertices and then merge them. Then do the same thing. Go back to your edge, grab this edge and then extrude. Go to your vertex, grab this one, snap it on, snap it onto that one, snap it to that one, grab these, merge them, and then I could probably do one more. I can add an edge loop here so that I can have two edges down here so I can connect both of these. But for right now I just want to take a look at it. So I hit 3. It's looking pretty flat down here, so again, don't worry about it. When we add these other edges down here, you're gonna see that we can bring this out and create the cheek for it. And then the nose here, we're gonna push this in, and then the mouth is gonna be pretty flat because he's wearing this mask, so that's not gonna be a big problem. From here I'm going to actually extrude just the whole edge here. So I'm going to bring this out like that. And then from here I'm going to create a split down here so I can connect this to there. So I'm going to go and then just add a split there. Go vertex, grab this, snap it to there. Grab this vertex and snap it to the nose, and then again merge them. G, merged. So from here, grab this guy, add a split, maybe it should be in the center. I'm gonna use this guy just to go down the center. So there. Push this out. So right now it's kind of looking pretty creepy, but you know, we're gonna make it work. And then from here, just to make it easy, I'm gonna get rid of this edge. And probably this edge again. And I'll just add this later on, just so that it makes it easier for me here. And then from here, I can get rid of this edge too. So that gives me just the basic shape here. So I'm working with less edges here. I'm gonna grab this guy, I'm gonna push it up. And then yeah, I'm just gonna connect these like that, and I'm gonna add maybe one more edge loop here like this, and I can push this guy up here, make them even. Then I'm just gonna do extrude out this way, extrude one more, and then go back to vertex, grab this one, snap it to that one, grab this one, snap it all the way around, and then just this guy, adjust it, push it in. So there, now that looks a whole lot better now. And then from here, are those welded? Okay, so these aren't merged. So you can see these little sections that are sticking out. I think I forgot to merge. Merge here, merge it over here, merge that bad boy over here. Grab this guy, just merge it all the way around just to make sure. And then from here I'm gonna grab some of these edges and just push them out, just to give it more of that volume. So here might be the cheek, so I can push this guy out some more. Object mode, press 3. Now here it's looking funky, so I think I forgot to merge something. So merge that, object, press 3. Is it still looking weird here? Okay, that's merged. That's merged. And push this up. Alright, I got my fix downloaded. That's good. Hopefully that doesn't crash my Maya because I can't move with it. Okay, there we go. Let me save this. Let me just save this. So make sure you're saving it too, because you never know. Object mode 3. That shouldn't look like that. I don't know why it looks like that. Maybe it needs another vertex. I'm gonna push this forward. So don't worry, we're gonna do the little cheekbone here because I know this is looking like it's concaved here. So we're gonna work with this a little later. So actually, I noticed that this image doesn't line up. Like you see the bottom of the jawline, we lined it up here, but it doesn't really line up on the side view. So this image wasn't, you know, it wasn't drawn perfectly. So I'm just gonna come in here and fake it myself, something like that. I think if I add one more edge loop here, it's not really. Let me do it this way. Why isn't it going all the way? It should be going all the way. Let me pause it for now. Alright, so I just deleted some of these faces, and then I just extruded them again and merged them, and then that seemed to fix that problem. So I don't know exactly what it was. I'm sure it was just maybe it had some vertices that weren't merged. So I just needed to go back in there and make sure that everything was merged together. So now it looks fine. Now if you have that problem, maybe make sure that some of your polygons aren't overlapping. Like sometimes you'll just, you know, you'll click on something like an edge, and then you hit extrude, and then you'll just forget about it, and then next time you go you select like that same edge and you extrude again, so now you have like two polygons overlapping. Just make sure that you don't have that. So if you grab a face and you delete it, you should see, you know, the inside of the model. And if you delete it and you see another polygon, then that means you have overlapping polygons and you need to get rid of them. So make sure it's just one solid piece. So he looks like a chameleon right now because his eye is like popping out right now. So we're gonna need to adjust that. So for now, let's see. I think I can grab just all of this down here. See how I was pushing it in? And then just push it back out. So maybe some of these vertices here. See what that does. So something like this. This kind of gives it that cheekbone. So the cheekbone will be somewhere here. Right. So I'm gonna actually use these. I'm gonna push this up because I still want to keep this shape where the mask meets the skin, because that's where we're gonna extrude it again, so that we can get this, like the skin looking different than the mask. So we want to keep this edge going around there. So I'm not gonna touch that one too much. Like I can push it forward and back, but I don't want to do this because that'll make it go out of line. So if I move this up, you know, it's losing the shape, but I can move it forward and back some. So I'm just gonna stick to that. So this guy, I'm gonna. So from here on out, now that we have it all, you know, pretty much capped off, there's no like big holes or anything that we need to worry about. From here on, you can start adding some more, you know, more, what can I call it? More volume, you know, just get the overall shape of the face. You know, don't add a lot of divisions now. Don't go crazy adding more of these rings around here. Like I can add maybe one here because you can see it looks very like there's a lot of empty space here. And maybe I can add one here in the middle. But for now on, I think I'm gonna stop on this tutorial, so you guys can continue to mess with this and then shape it how you guys want it to look. And I'm gonna do the same thing just because I don't want to keep making these tutorials too long. So I'm just gonna pause here and I'm just gonna mess around with these vertices like this and push them in. Like I said, maybe work with the eyeball up here, maybe add one more ring around here. But I'm gonna get into the details on the next video, where I'm gonna show you how to add the details and how to add the head, and then just we're gonna create the neck and then just join it up to the torso. So with this in mind, you know, if you like the videos, subscribe, and then you'll get posted on, oh, why does it look like that? And you'll get posted on, you know, new videos. I also have a Facebook. It's facebook.com/animationmethods. If you guys want to send me messages or you have questions and stuff like that, you know, you guys are welcome to do that. But, you know, just subscribe and I'll keep you posted.